Hello everyone, welcome back to TV Toastmasters. My name's Kristopher Taylor, I'm your host. I'm a member of Feedbackers in Beaverton, Oregon. If you're looking to become a better public speaker, if you're looking to learn better speaking skills, if you want to advance your career professionally and don't have the blueprints, join Toastmasters. If you're one of the privileged few that have found a Toastmasters club and want to try an all-star club, try Feedbackers. Taylor Time is a show about helping. Today I brought you a very special guest who is I feel it will apply to anyone. His name is Nathan Adams. Nathan, welcome tonight.
Thank you.
So, Nathan, one thing I found that is different than what I've seen with other people is you're a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. And what I'm impressed with is the fact that you started with humble beginnings. A lot of the CEOs that I have seen and I have met in the past, they were born with a silver spoon, if you want to call it that. And I've noticed the style how you've helped people. So I think to the viewers out there, what I would like for you to take a moment and share with them is if they want to grow their position, in any position, they don't have to, not just aspirations to be a CEO of a company, but to just, what are some of the things that it would take to climb the ladder of success in a job professionally? Because I think you've done very well with that. I've been pretty impressed with that. Now, I don't want to steal too much of your thunder, but without further ado, I'd like to hear from you.
Well, I don't know how much thunder you can steal, but I think a lot of it was unintentional, honestly. You know, I started out working different positions, things that I enjoyed. Technology was something that came naturally at a very young age, and I sought out opportunities to try it out and learn and grow. And it didn't really matter. I didn't have the aspiration to be the boss or the leader, but I did have kind of that driving desire to always be learning something new, different, get my hands dirty, if you will. And so I tried everything, and that included learning to sell technology or to build it or how to design, and tried to stay up on those things. And I took any kind of opportunity people would present me with. Technical writing, all small but core components to a good career in tech.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people specialize or they go to school and learn a real specific structure, which a lot of my friends did. You know, they got their bachelor's or master's in computer science and went on to manage IT groups. And I took a little more eclectic route, if you will, and went to the manufacturers directly. I wanted to learn what they were doing, what they were developing.
So you asked a lot of questions.
I unfortunately don't stop asking questions. So,
okay.
And I did. I asked a lot of questions, but I was also willing to pitch in wherever somebody would give me the chance. And so, you know, it did. It brought me face to face with a lot of opportunities, as I keep calling them. You know, it's funny, people talk about, you know, you just have to open the door, but really you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves and do some of the more unpleasant stuff. I mean, it's no fun writing a technical paper for 16 hours or,
that doesn't sound fun.
Putting together 400 computers for a school, but you learn the nuances and the things that people need by actually being involved. And so, you know, the old analogy about working your way up from the mailroom has proven very apt for me. I mean, it gave me a chance to see the different aspects and actually participate in them, and it kind of progressed naturally. Now, I think the biggest benefit I had, or the biggest difference I had over some folks, was the communication. I learned.
Tell me more about that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I learned, you know, to be able to listen well, and to take what people that were very smart and very technical, far better engineers than I were, but communicate what they needed to the people that were signing the checks. People that had to put the investment in may not understand how the technology applied or what the path was that they needed to take. And having someone who was very technical and knew what they were doing didn't always translate very well. And so I became more of a mediator, if you will.
So you were an engineer in the beginning?
I started out very much so an engineer.
You don't see a lot of CEOs that were engineers in the beginning.
No, and there are a lot that I can't say, again, that I ever aspired to a CEO position. And most engineers, including myself at a younger age, I didn't want anything to do with people or presentation or any of it, you know, and I gradually worked into that to where it became far more valuable than any technical knowledge I have. Sure, the knowledge and staying up to where technology is, where it's going, very helpful. But being able to communicate and gather the people together, and you know, between the communication, there are key aspects that come along with it, such as reliability, following through with what you say, and people start to count on you as an individual. And those are the types of things that have really helped me. And in this new position, you know, I've only been a CEO for about 1.5 years now, and we've had huge amounts of growth and people that have worked with me in my past that have come to work for me now. And it's been really great, and sure, I get credit for it. But all it is managing to maintain those long-term relationships with these types of people, and have them trust me and respect me enough to want to apply their talents and their skills and experiences to the vision that I set forth. And really, that's taken me further than anything else, is keeping those types of friendships. And you know, you use the term help. It's certainly applicable, because the people that we help out, that we interact with, in my case, that I give the opportunity to do the things that they're very skilled at, that they enjoy, they're going to be far better to work with and far better at delivering what we have to offer because of that passion.
And that's what I've seen, and that's why I brought you to the show. So anytime I see an organization, a multi-million-dollar company, double their sales in a year or close to it, that's pretty impressive. And to hear your leadership style, how you grew that without just expanding on your existing customer base, which is a different methodology, right?
Very much so.
And tell me about that, because I think that's something that's unique that I think the viewers would want to hear about.
I'm certainly familiar with the wide variety of sales engines that are out there, and the focus on generating new business and hunting, and organizations, depending on what they do or what they sell, certainly need that. But what I've noticed in the shift in technology and where it's going, some of the best salespeople aren't salespeople.
Right.
You know, I've got all these very highly technically skilled people that communicate well for the most part, and sometimes they need a little help or a little backup to be comfortable in an environment.
Sure. But
giving them the opportunity to sell their skill set, their experience, their knowledge base, that's really where the value is. And with tech especially, or any other thing really, you can apply it to. Those experiences and the knowledge base that's developed over years, decades even, it's hard to beat. You know, if I need somebody to help me with tech, or to help me fix a car, or to do something to the house, I want someone that really knows what they're doing.
Makes sense.
So it's not really the guy that can give me the best deal or tell me, you know, what the special product on the market is. I need someone that actually demonstrates some sort of an understanding, and that's the approach we've taken. Not only developing more business with the customers that were existing in this company. You know, the founder did a fantastic job of developing a managed service practice that provides good, reliable service, and most of his customers have stayed with him for the almost 12 years he's been in business. And so he was doing that and doing it well, but bringing in people that could offer more, that understood people's businesses, that took the time to get to know them. Mm-hmm. That's really where the value is, and it has helped us grow immensely. You know, and cover our operating expenses and that just out of a monthly recurring pool, as opposed to being reliant on products or other things to augment that. And so it's been a great approach for us. I have yet to add a salesperson.
Wow.
To the organization. And I do talk about it, but again, it's not a hunter role. I don't want somebody out there knocking doors. I'm looking more at a gatherer type mentality. And I have people that I've already talked to, but I want them to go out, make sure that the customer's succeeding. You know, that
So
they...
to give the slice of the pie analogy, right, where a company typically gets one slice of the pie out of a company's business, you guys have figured out a way to get multiple slices, half of the pie or something to that regard.
From a technology perspective, sure. You know, we can deliver our main focus and what we believe will really be a key differentiator moving forward, security. With so many devices. I mean, you and I each walked in here with half a dozen devices today, or more.
Yeah.
And that's not uncommon. And everyone has internet-connected refrigerators and light bulbs and that. And really, security is still minimally addressed. Sure, we hear about it, or we hear about data breaches. But people that are really skilled and good at that aren't that easy to come by. And that's been one of my most focused efforts, is to develop a team like that. So add that security component and all the things that go along the side of that, the network, the communications, mobile devices, you know, any type of computer interaction, including people that come in and physically interact with the environment. So it does expand the piece of pie, like you say, but in order for us to be really effective at our jobs and to do it right, we have to look at something bigger than what we would. We don't just come in and look at, you know, the desktop computers or the mobile phones or something. We're not afforded that as an opportunity. If we're doing our jobs, we have to take a much broader perspective, understand what it is that they do and how they have to accomplish the things that they do, and then make that into a secure, safe, and repeatable way, you know, for them to follow. That's the other thing about that type of stuff is, you know, there are a lot of really great minds and smart people out here, but if you don't give your customers a blueprint that they can follow and repeat, you know, they're not the security expert, they're not the IT expert. If they can't repeat that and be able to provide it easily to their people, what have you done really for them? You know, you've sold them a bunch of stuff that they can't use. Right. So it all kind of fits into that same mentality, though. It's not about the selling. It's not about just pushing the newest products. It's really about taking that time to help people out. I need to know what you do in order to help you out.
And that brings me to another question. I've noticed the culture at your company. Everybody's happy. They're glad to be part of the winning team. You know, how do you motivate your employees to get that much productivity in a happy, fun environment?
You know, I'm glad that you see that. Interestingly enough, it sure didn't feel that way when I started. There were a lot of tired people and people that weren't sure where things were going because they'd been doing the same thing for a very long period of time. You know, they'd been providing just a managed service, taking phone calls where they get beat up every day, and really not a long-term plan for most people. Some people like it, but most don't. And so coming in and looking at what people were good at, giving them an opportunity and the idea that they could focus on it more and learn more. So instead of providing just support or doing things, the ones that were there and had years worth of experience, they were given opportunities to work on a more advanced level of a specific field, whether that was security or servers, things that fit more. They got more opportunity to train. They were encouraged to train and to interact with each other and to interact more with the customers. And then I brought people in that raised the bar. People that I knew that had the skills and things that would provide my new people with opportunities to learn and grow and even move further and beyond. You know, so I took a small, well-refined skill set and added to it a much higher level group, and that, you know, for lack of a better analogy, it's gardening. You know, you feed the plant, you make sure that it gets what it needs.
The law of the farm.
Take the weeds out, And that really was the idea. I certainly had some weeds that needed to be pulled, and that always disturbs the soil, so you got to be careful when you do that. But making sure that they had what they needed really to grow and to feel like that they could make a difference. If people are just showing up for a paycheck, you're doing it wrong.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you. So we're going to take a brief moment. We'll be right back with Taylor Time in a few moments. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Beth Genley. I became acquainted with TV Toastmasters. I got interviewed here a few times and began to learn how to speak to a camera and how different that is from speaking to a group, how to connect with an audience that I can't see, and how to stay focused on a camera that is not talking back to me or smiling. After I did that a few times, I was invited to become an associate producer here, and now I'm bringing people from my club and other interesting people to TV Toastmasters each month and finding out wonderful stories and fantastic individuals who are contributing a great deal to our community. It's been a great ride. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next year will bring as TV Toastmasters continues to be the voice for District 7.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Taylor Time. I have Nathan Adams here with me, and we're talking about if you're an employee and you want to climb the ladder of success into management, I have the best example for you here today. So Nathan, welcome back.
Thank you.
And I'd like to have a few more questions, and I really want to help the viewers out there understand if they are stuck in a position but they realize they want to get into management, what are some of the suggestions that you would give them?
I guess I'll start out with some of the original advice I ever received. It was from my dad and my grandpa both. Okay. And that was they were both in the form of management. My grandfather was a chief of police and my dad was a city manager.
Oh, wow.
And they said, don't ever ask people to do something you're unwilling to do yourself. And I've tried to stick to that my whole life. If I don't know how to do it, I find out how, and that's all the way from technology and otherwise. But I think it's important that you don't ever put yourself above, and for someone that's trying to rise to that, finding something you're passionate about so that you're willing and able to put in that focus and that effort to learn how to do it and to show that you're reliable. That reliability, that ability to communicate and trust are all things, a foundation that if you build, you'll advance. I mean, there's no two ways around it. And the difference between the people that do advance and the ones that don't, in a lot of cases, in a good company, would be the ones that put in that extra effort, that go out of the way to help out. And I don't certainly believe in anything extreme, no 120-hour work weeks or anything like that, but just being able to be counted on for what you say you'll do.
Okay.
Being humble enough to say, I don't know, I need help, I need training. Those are the things that have helped me get those opportunities. And with every opportunity or every job you do, you have a chance to show someone that's watching. And everybody's always watching.
That's a good point.
You get that chance to show that you can do more, that you're willing to do more, and you have to be good about how you interact with the people, whether it's vendors, customers, or coworkers. They're all going to remember how you treat them day to day. And I've had the pleasure of working with people 2 and 3 and 4 jobs ago that still work with me today.
Oh, wow.
And those only carry through because of the relationships, how they're treated. They know they can rely on you to be fair and honest. And again, I didn't aspire to be a CEO, but gradually built myself up to a point where it was the next natural progression. I knew enough about the businesses and I had enough people I could count on and rely, and that would help me develop and do the parts that they were really good at, that they were very passionate at, that I was elected more by the people that trust me and knew me than I was by myself trying to want to do that. But that same philosophy applies all the way across the board. anytime you're going to go out of the way to treat people with respect and maintain the relationships, whether you want to be in management or not, your job and your opportunities will always improve. So,
those are very good points. And do you have any finishing thoughts for anyone out there that, if they're in a position looking to better their role, any final words?
do something.
Okay.
Don't complain. Don't focus on how bad things are. It's always easy to find what you're looking for. And so if you're looking to improve and to improve your opportunities and what you can do moving forward, focus on that and put your attention towards finding chances for you to do more, to do better, to be seen, to be able to pursue what you're passionate about. Focus on where you want to be, not where you think you're stuck.
So. Well said, sir. Well, from an engineer to a CEO and a successful one at that, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining the show. And for the viewers out there, if they want to learn more information or speak with you, how could they get a hold of you or reach you?
Email's probably best, and it's Nathan A. at chrcreative.com.
Wonderful.
I'd be happy to help or to talk. They're welcome to look me up on LinkedIn and connect that way as well.
Nathan, thank you for coming out.
Pleasure.
Thank you, everyone, for joining another episode of Taylor Time. As my mentor told me a long time ago, you haven't lived a day in your life unless you can help someone else who can never repay you. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Welcome to an opportunity to take the next step of your professional speaking journey. I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever wished you were a star in a television show? Or at an event where the media is interviewing bystanders and you are wanting to be picked to give your opinion of the event? Or even in the smallest sense, you're at a sports game and secretly hope that your smiling face would appear on that big jumbo screen TV? But the jumbo screen always finds the fans with the painted faces. And you think to yourself, maybe next time. Well, what if I can offer you a chance to be on TV? Would you take it? That is what I want to offer you now. I'm Dottie Love, Associate TV Producer and Director. Toastmasters International is one of the largest organizations whose mission is to help improve your speaking skills. And District 7 is expanding your opportunities to do speaking via television. We have 4 fully equipped television studios and TV Toastmaster broadcasts to over 500,000 homes, plus a YouTube channel. Who knew? We want to invite you to take advantage of using media and television, either in front or behind the scenes. Let me share a few options that you have. First, you can be a guest on a show. Highlight your business or hobby or your community interest. Anything you're passionate about. Be a featured guest. Secondly, you can train to be a host on an ongoing TV segment. We will train you for that. Third, what about creating your own talk show? We will train you for that as well and give you access to a community media studio to do just that. Or lastly, be behind the scenes, either running a camera or editing shows. You decide which avenue is best for you, and our TV Toastmasters team will help you to navigate to get the most out of your media experience. Personally, I've done them all. I started as a guest, went to hosting, up to directing my own TV show. I don't tell you this to impress you. I tell you this to impress upon you that your personal growth with Toastmasters is directly related to what you take advantage of. And I encourage you to be bold in looking for opportunities to stretch and grow. If this intrigues you, or if you have club members who you think that might be interested in this, please contact us here at TV Toastmasters. I'm Dottie Love, and you can reach me or any of us in the TV Toastmasters family at the contact information at the bottom of the screen. You can also find us on the web, Our website is 7512.toastmastersclub.org.